It's been a while. Flip, what do you remember of last session?
If I'm correct, aren't we still last session? We killed some hags. There after stealthing across our way. I and our kobold friend here, Fluke, got yeeted across. I mean, carried across by a giant tree man who ended up catching fire at some point, for the record, because of evil people. Um, I'm gonna zoom out real quick. Sorry. Since we're here, he was hidden over here. Or rather, I was hidden here. He dove a little far and found out that that water was damaging, and not refreshing like we would hope. Um, and then between, as far as Asri's aware, civilities broke down because she heard Hephe call out that we were the Guardians, and as she released her arrow, right, she also then heard Decorm say, "No, we're not," and she's like, "Well, too late. Arrow's already gone." uh, we fought, killed some hags, killed some other people, found out that the lady chick that Asri was like, "Oh, she's cool, she's dead." Um, there's something going on special with the souls, and we know that in the back here there's a cavern leading deeper. I feel like I'm missing a bunch, and I'm just not remembering it.
Maybe someone else will. So, Ralgo, what do you remember?
Well, I remember that there was a teleportation circle inside the cavern that we messed up, and like it was also like an alchemy table or something deeper inside. Like we found like full soul weaves or like soul they weren't soul cages, but like their souls were like held like stored inside of them. And when we released, like we got rid of we dispelled magic on one of them, and that's what released the soul of the chick that's now dead. Uh, let's see. Decorum smashed the ever living shit out of the bad guy necromancer. Lots of dead bodies inside the house. Knocked over this ritual site that I don't remember what the ritual site was doing, but I think it like did wisp stuff. I think it allowed wisps to form or something along those lines. That's
right.
what I remember. Else, that's the stuff that I remember that he didn't mention.
Is Decorm or Fluke anything to add still?
Fell into a water that poisoned me. Was asking Hephe if he had anything for poison. Then Decorum just kind of walked up and said, "Yeah, I do." And then we kind of forgot that we were off stream and we had words about that. Yeah, stabbed a hag in the head. Made sure to say out of character because we remember in character gentle repose Sybil, gentle repose Sybil, gentle repose Sybil, if that hasn't already been done. And yeah, I think that's about it. We already mentioned crushing the drow, and now we have various souls, and now we got to figure out how to put them back. And also, I think there might be a concern of what happens if we put the wrong one in the wrong body, because
No. I'm gonna send a message to you, Flip, because otherwise, sorry, like there's a thing that only Quinn knows, and you might be needing it this session.
Gotcha. I'm gonna go ahead and go into my personal messages on Discord and just peruse those for the foreseeable minutes.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm gonna say
The general repose has not happened
sure
yet. We need to do that.
I'm pretty sure we don't want to put the necromancer's soul in the viscount's body. That seems like darkest timeline.
That sounds like, I see, you were allies. You could have done this without the murder.
Notice he just looks at his mangled corpse, just like, sorry.
Okay, I'm going to. Okay, doesn't matter. Oh, that's the wrong person. God. Blah blah blah. Okay. Um. Decorm, did you want to add still, or do you think everything's covered?
I think everything's covered.
Okay. I got distracted by the message, but I did think there was one thing missing. Maybe not. We'll find out during the session.
We will.
So,
Not if I have anything to say
So
about it.
I don't think we technically know that Sybil's dead yet, and that's something that we need to go around. So I checked if viscount wasn't dead. So
that's what I want to specify actually.
Yeah.
All the bodies you knew that they are lifeless, as it were. They aren't technically dead. They are kind of kept in a state of stasis that makes it very easy to transport a soul in or out of the body.
So, out of curiosity, if he's medical checking the bodies, is Sybil's body still in stasis after we freed her soul?
Well, I haven't done that yet, so let's find out. So I've checked out the viscount. So let's go check out the dwarf. He was a dwarf? Question mark?
Yeah, Saul the dwarf. What's his name? Saul.
Saul? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that sounds right. Medicine check.
With a 17, he's in a similar state as the viscount. You see that he also has been probably before put into the state has also been roughed up a bit. You figure he was resisting whatever took him.
Okay. And then I'm gonna go check out Sybil.
Okay.
And do a medicine check.
Don't forget to check on the drow.
I mean, if you're gonna medicine check the drow, you're gonna find out that his skull has been bashed with a hammer for the last couple minutes.
Yeah.
I know, I was being shit.
Decorm ain't taking no chances, and Azri appreciates that.
I respect it.
Sybil is similar to Saul in that she also has like a couple of what's it called marks on her of like stab wounds and bludgeoning wounds. And as you come over her, you see for a moment like his shortness of breath, and then one very deep breath, and after that, nothing.
Okay. I'd like to cast Gentle Repose then.
Okay, yeah, spell works.
Okay, so I will reduce the spell slot, and I will reduce one copper piece.
On the bright side, if that played out how it was described, we at least did that before a minute had passed. So
yeah, so she can
well,
resurrect
if we don't
him.
get to proc that, she can actually be brought back relatively affordably.
Like I can cast Revivify even. I just need a 300 gold piece diamond that some people would be willing to put up for this law-breaking jailbird.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if no one else, Fluke and Ezra kind of liked her.
Yeah. I say, yes, once we get paid, I will pay for her resurrection.
Okay, and then I'll be like, I've saved her. I mean, she's still dead, but like we can bring her back to life. But I can do it if I just have a diamond. That's pretty expensive.
Still, at least if we get it wrong, we can keep that up. Though I will ask, how many more times can you do that?
What, Gentle Repose?
Yes.
Once.
Okay, so we can I don't know if we should, but we can at least risk that once more before we take a rest.
I will give you... Go ahead.
Can I loot the mashed potatoes?
The mashed
Pretty
potatoes?
sure we already checked him.
Except for quite well-made ropes that are now very bloody and with like fractured pieces of skull on them, he isn't carrying anything. It's
Azru
actually
would give-
with all of them are like Saul and Sybil kind of seem to have just dropped in the way they were when they got knocked unconscious. But the Viscount as well seems to have been pretty much cleaned out of any. He's also not wearing his armor. He's just wearing kind of simple garments.
Oh boy, we gotta find his armaments.
So how are we gonna solve our little problem? And he's gonna just nudge towards the viscount.
Well, I believe
just Luke and Esther just look at each other.
Hephe can spare the dying once more, and the worst case, this is worst case, if anyone has better ideas, let me know. We can bring him back and hope a higher level mage can reunite the soul with the body. I just don't know how to tell which one of these souls is his and which soul may not be.
Yes, and I definitely don't want to put that drow soul in him. I think we're all in agreement there. I don't even know if that would work, to be honest. Does anyone know if an improper soul can go into their body? Is that an arcane or religion check?
I would like to know that as well, actually.
In this case, it's arcane.
Well, I'm gonna try.
That's one thing Luke does. He asks questions he doesn't know.
May I try as well?
I'm hearing an echo. I think from Cherry. Ezra for Ezra Campbell with disadvantage, I'd say.
Okay, I will accept this.
Yes, you can hopefully
Oh my
roll for
God.
Teak after.
I think you can technically reroll. Oh, it's 2 DM, but it's 2 and a 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, let the can
Can I have
roll for Teak.
Yeah, let's have the smart person with the one who's proficient in Arcana. I should have just had Teak roll.
Yeah, you
Okay.
you studied a magic book.
I learned a thing. Int
Not
is not
that
my
thing.
dump stat, but it is for Hephe. So yeah, may Teak roll.
Yep.
Okay, making sure. I didn't know if it's disadvantage.
No,
Hope it's not.
first normal. Okay.
Oh, that's at least a nice, decent.
Average roll.
So
18's average.
Ezra, you stand there and you think to yourself, "Yeah, I have no idea what's going on."
about
Hephe, for you, you're not sure on the specifics with like a soul that's been taken out of the body and then put in. You do know of certain undead creatures who technically still are the soul of someone who can take over someone else's body, but that is when another soul is still in there. So you aren't sure how that works. And Teak, you know that very likely if you were to put the soul back into someone else's body, similar as to the bodies that the drow was making before, the soul would just take over the body and start acting as if that it's its body.
Yeah.
Can
You really don't want to do that. Then the soul would take over his body.
Yes.
I have a look at the pyramids?
If I don't know who has them right now, but probably.
I don't have them. I know that.
Look at what? Sorry.
I think Hephe
Okay,
and Teak have them. I think Decorm, you would have the one that was in the sarcophagi of the drow.
Does Teak have any?
Can I see the others? Teak, Hephe?
Yeah, I'll go. I'll
Let's-
walk over and hand it to Decorum.
Assuming that she's supposed to have them, yeah, because nothing's in inventory. She'll
This
go
is
and-
gonna because it is important to that we keep track of which ones are from where.
At the moment, then I think Decorum would have all of them at this point because we're not necessarily saying no, so that will help with the confusion
Yeah.
at the moment.
I will call them
But,
pyramid.
okay, but then I will
One-
confirm right now. You guys are not keeping track of which one is from where.
Ah,
I called
Which one?
them Pyramid 1, Pyramid 2, and Pyramid 3.
because we broke
And I'm
the
gonna
one.
hold them.
Well, they
Wait,
had different.
I
They had
called
different
them
markings on them, right?
I
Don't
called
think
them
they have.
Pyramid 1, Pyramid 2, and Pyramid 3. And
Okay.
he's gonna hold them up like a glass of wine and investigate them.
Okay.
We'll
Make
say,
an
investigation
speaking of
check.
which,
And I'll help him because I've investigated them before too. 'Cause
So you
Teak
just
did
just
the
said
tell
same.
him
investigation
I
what
helped
you
check.
Teak.
saw about it and what you know how what you know how it works. You share with the Decorm, I imagine.
Yeah.
Okay, so make an
Similarly how I
investigation
did
check with
with Teak.
advantage.
and I'll make a separate one for shits and giggles. Why not? Average. Still better.
Decorm, you're looking at them, and though you have had some classes on like souls and the undead. They didn't go very deep into much of it. It was more like brought to you as a taboo, and you're kind of starting to feel like if you had better schooling, you would now know what to do, as it were. Look for you with the descriptions that Hephe and the rest give you. You notice the same things, like when things are pointed out, you notice them, but you don't you can't add anything, as it were.
I think it's 1, and I'm gonna hold up Pyramid number 2. But we might need to ask somebody smarter.
Okay, so here's my question: Is Hefe? Do you know where you? Because there was 3 left. I know. Do we know where Teak got hers from? Because I don't know that, and I don't know if Quinn knows that. That's my first question.
I do know
If
that
I had to
Teak,
guess, it'd be Sybil's.
I think
Okay.
Teak first had the one from the viscount,
Okay.
and that's the one that was dispelled. Decorum had the one from the drow, so Hephe would now have taken the one from Sybil. So then Teak's one would be the one from Sol.
Cool. I just wanted to get that cleared up because like, I feel like Teak would try to keep track of which one she had, but that's maybe just me.
No, that's definitely fair.
So I had Sybil's and I gave it to Decorum.
Yeah,
And
Decorm has all 3 of them.
Teak had Viscounts. And so nobody who has souls then? Who originally had souls? Souls?
Okay, so
Yeah.
Decorum had the one that was right below the drow. You have the one from right below Sybil, and Teak had the one from right below dwarf guy over here. The one from over here was dispelled.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Decorum now has all 3, but Teak would like to keep an eye to make sure if they had separate markings, she gets the one with the markings from his back.
That's fair.
Now, I will ask, 1, does Teak have the investigation spell? And 2, has she tried that on these?
You mean identify?
Or yeah, that's what I meant.
It's not. Maybe if I take a bit of a long rest, I can better prepare it. But right now, I don't think I can.
What am I looking for? Do artificers not get ritual casting?
I don't believe so. I don't know.
Yeah, new class
Yeah.
it is.
Oop.
That is something worth looking into. I mean, we might need
Right.
to take a long rest because a lot of people are low on spells, but yeah.
I stand corrected. Yes, they can. I did not think
Okay,
they
so-
did for some reason.
Don't you need to have it prepared still, or I'm not sure how it works.
It's so long as it's on the spell list and it's one you know. So
I
you
think
don't have
Teak
to
already had investigation, right?
No, if
Identify.
if it has the ritual spell tag and you have the spell prepared.
Oh, okay.
Like, at least on this side, it specifically says that. So
Okay. Oh, the D&D wiki. Gotcha.
I wasn't sure what spells she had access to. Just felt like she's cast it before, so maybe that's again an
Yeah,
idea
no,
to try
that's
after a
very
long
fair.
rest.
I also wasn't sure how it
So,
worked. So.
So we're just back to long rest territory then.
So,
Which, could be worse.
who's gonna carry the viscount? Not it.
Luke's gonna just look at him and look at Asri and just, like, wave his little hands in the air, just like, come on now.
Asri will mutter to herself, fragum, reach into that little components thing that she stole from the necromancer the first time and pull out a drop of mercury and start ritual casting Tensor's floating disc. And just be fragga, gonna make me do magic things. I just want Lord Chonkers, that's all I wanted. But realizing though that like this is probably the best way and just continually ritually casting it for 50 minutes and then stop for the 10 and then.
So now I guess the question becomes, honestly, I don't really I don't know what's in that cave, but I feel like we might be best to do a little cursory investigating of it and try and fortify ourselves in it, because I mean, at least it's covered. And
didn't they already do that?
You
really
start
looked
investigating it,
in the
but about halfway through you ran back.
Okay.
We realized it was much deeper than we thought, and we weren't sure if what we wanted to do now that we had the viscount secured.
I would like to take a long rest and then go deeper in.
I mean,
Do we
I'm
want
of a
to stay
similar
here?
opinion, but I don't want to be out in the... Like I said, I want to do a little investigating in the cave and then long rest. That's my vote, at least.
Guys, I'm pretty hurt.
Yeah, but I don't like it out here. You've fought a lot of creepy things.
I rather not go down and search the caves at all until we can heal a little bit.
She will stop ritual casting as this discussion goes on, realizing that they will not be needed, and say, well, in that case, and she'll pull out the silver string that Teak helper made, and say, we can probably put the alarm over the entrance of the cave, and since I'm pretty sure Teak also has alarm, correct? Yes, but she does not have it prepared. Which, for the record, guys, I did Google it. Slumperd is 100% correct. It is a wrong assumption that many people make that you don't need the spell prepared.
No, only wizards are like that. Clerics, I guess artificers too. Druids, I think, can all ritual cast if they're prepared. Wizards are the only ones that you just gotta have it in the book. That's all wizards need.
I guess that's the difference. They have a book, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The other classes can kind of summon them from the ether, so it makes a lot more sense. But for wizards, you need that book. Gotta spend money and find scrolls and all that jazz.
Question for DM.
Of course.
The way alarm reads, would Asri be able to use Teak silver and put it at the big this front entrance as well as this back entrance, and just be able to spend the 20 minutes or I guess 22 minutes because of the minute to just cast it 2 times?
I'd say yeah.
Okay, then that's what Asri and Teak will do while you guys are having your discussions. That way we can say like, hey, if we do want to just take the long rest, now we have at least a area that's alarmed and warded a bit. Mo. And he'll stand guard out front to see if anything of invisible attacks.
It's something. So, Asri, I'm guessing you're voting for us just being in the swamp and just hunkering down here?
I mean, it sounds like everyone's basically unanimous for wanting to look into the cave more. So I'm not going to try to argue that, but I would like to be at least in the enclosed building while we do it. While we rest. Because I would like to rest
that's all
first.
we got to figure out is where we're resting.
In here, but not the cave.
I want money.
You want what?
I want to do the thing that gives us money the quickest. Can we please just go and finish this horrible contract?
Okay. Since it is now on the table, I'm actually on Decorm's side, and I can't believe I'm saying this. I would like to get out of here. I would like to take the viscount and leave. And I'm not even doing it for the money. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I want to get paid, but like, I'm down to go and investigate the cave, but I also would much rather just leave.
I mean, I feel like if we killed one out of 2.5 hags, I feel like this is just gonna come up again, and it's gonna be worse. And pretty sure the viscounts. I mean, they're gonna be happy we saved their life, but then, I mean, they got into us through our dreams, and
The original plan was to bring the viscount to his wizard friend in Rubel. Can we do that?
That's Okay, so we've got 2 votes for just packing up and leaving. Hephe, your vote is for staying and investigating the cave. Fluke, your vote is for investigating and staying in the cave. Thargarak, what would you prefer? I don't want to vote as Teak because I don't know what Quinn would want to do.
Thargarak will think of that for a minute. And he'll say, I'm uncomfortable leaving it here without knowing what's inside. For all we know, all this here could be a trap.
I think we should take a short rest and look inside that cave and see where it all goes. Maybe we'll find out how to put the souls back in the viscount, and we can do 2 birds, one soul.
Can any of you see magic, as it were? I've seen... what's her name again? No. God damn it.
Oh no.
I've seen Vasai do this before. Where she suddenly notices where all the magic is.
I could do that if I had a long rest. I don't know how to do it right now.
Luke's just gonna.
He will look very
over
confused at that.
Luke will just look over at Ezra, just like, I think if we ever get some downtime, you need to like study with our friends, so we at least have options when this happens.
I agree.
I mean, not that
I just
do
wanted,
dog,
honestly, Fluke, I
have a
just
magic
wanted a
sword.
cat. I'll be honest with you.
I mean,
It's a pretty
at
dope
least,
cat.
at least you have the very useful to be able to take 10 minutes and see magic or know how something works.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with you, Fluke. That's the problem, is I can't disagree with you because you're right.
If we want to investigate the cave, let's do it now. We just killed a witch. We can do anything. Let's get it over with, and then we can go back home.
I
Who's
would
coming?
like to say that I am beat. As you look at him, and he is beat up and bloody.
Go to sleep. Please, for me, go to sleep.
The rest of us will investigate.
Well, I don't know about that. I think leaving him alone in this creepy swamp isn't exactly.
I mean, am I the only one that's really messed up?
No, I wouldn't mind a little bit of rest. She's not like as bad as Hephe, but she's still a little roughed up there. She's like, but that's the reason I'm willing to stay though. Is if Hephe, if Lord Chonker's first of kind last of the realm keeps watch with you and allows you to rest, maybe Decorum and Teak can also stay out here and get a little rest, while me and maybe Fluke try to stealth in there to do a little more investigating.
I would not like to split the party in the evil hag nightmare land.
You don't make a bad point. You don't make a bad point.
This is surprisingly eloquently put, point.
I think if we only need a little bit of healing, I can touch us a little bit, give us a little bit of health. But then I'm pretty much tapped out as far as spells go.
Decorm is gonna walk to Hephe and grab his hands, and look him in the eyes and say, "Go to sleep."
Fluke's actually going to look across the water, just like, should we check with our tree friends if there's maybe a safe place for us to gather ourselves?
No. No. Actually, how's he doing? He got lit up pretty bad, didn't he?
I mean, we kept him alive, but he's probably not doing good.
I'm gonna go out there and look.
After the fight, he quite quickly like started dousing himself as he was literally on fire. And make a perception check.
Oh, that's not bad at all, right?
Not bad at all.
As you look at the space where he was, at first you think, like, wait, where actually is he? And then as you look further, you notice that there's a new tree that wasn't there before, very singed, very burned. And for a moment, it takes you a moment, and then you realize, oh wait, that's him. He's just taken, like, he's just pretending to be a normal tree. And it's even with your 23 perception, it's very difficult to tell him from another tree, except for the fact that he is severely burned.
I think he's okay. He's just taking root, healing up from the earth.
Well, I guess if I had to say, I currently split the difference. We'll take a short rest out here, do some exploration, see if we can see how dangerous the cave is, and maybe if it's safe to hunker down for a long rest there. I don't know. I don't think we have a lot of great options. I know I'm ready for more, but I can tell a lot of other people are having issues, and it's not like this has been an easy job.
What can Teak do in this situation? Spells.
I think no matter what, we should take at least a short rest. Or I touch everyone and we just go right now.
What?
He says he would prefer a short rest, or if he can't win the argument, basically, like, if that's what we want, he can do that, but it's going to be putting us on limit when it comes to resources.
Oh, I heard touch everyone, so I'm
Yeah,
like...
cure
Yeah.
wounds.
Cure wounds.
Okay.
Okay. Touch everyone.
Yeah, I'm gonna touch everyone. Cure wounds, and mostly myself.
Touch yourself, Hephe. Hephe, if you want to go ahead and just start touching yourself, I can touch Asri. And she will pull out a bandage and cure wounds Asri.
Okay. I'm gonna cure wounds myself. First level.
Okay.
Woo!
Wow, that's a low roll.
Thank God you're a life cleric.
I know, right?
Low roll is still really good for you.
I'm gonna do that one more time. Better.
Hey, that put me up to maximum. Fuck yeah.
Oh, I'm
not quite there, but
Yeah.
I'm not there, but I'm close enough.
I mean, I got like 18 points of healing from one, so like, it was nice. That was nice. But it was
I'm at
second
like
level.
almost 70%.
So do we still want to take a short rest, or we want to plow in?
No, we're plowing now.
Yeah. Now the
Okay.
point of expanding the spell slots was so we could plow through.
We're gonna plow. Let's go.
Let's plow,
Okay.
plow with the clow.
Yes.
So you enter the cave.
Yes.
Dude, marching order.
Quiet people first leading that can see. And then
Yeah, that-
clanky boys 60 feet behind.
Actually,
I mean, most of you have spells of some... Well, I guess Hephe doesn't really have range spells, sadly.
I have guiding bolt.
Okay, you just have a ranged cantrip.
Guiding bolt is a spell.
crap. This is
I'm
happened?
so indignant about that. Like, the... Bad recording. Start again.
I heard for me it said somebody timed out, and I was like, what? Who timed out? And no one's timed out. I'm like, what? You had to tell me that Slump stopped recording.
No, somebody in your channel stopped recording.
Interesting.
That
Maybe
was
that's
odd, but okay. Thank you for pointing it out, because I didn't know, and that would have been horrible.
Yeah. I can imagine.
All right. So, who's quiet and sneaky? That's Fluke and Azri.
But
Yep.
Fluke can see in dark.
So I'm
Oh,
gonna.
Asri cannot do that. Ooh.
That's
But
right.
what
She
you
is
What about
Lord
Teak?
over
What
Chonkers.
about
there?
Teak? Teak is sneaky, right?
Let me, if I can get her character sheet up. Teak. Let me look at your abilities, core.
Well, I mean, if nothing else,
She's got a plus. She's got
Freaking-
2.
Oh.
freaking Asri can stay in mental communication with me, right? And
Yeah.
can climb on the ceiling or some shit.
Oh my god, that's right. I can climb on the goddamn ceiling.
No
I
one
for-
will. It doesn't matter if you can see. They won't see you.
You're right. Actually, you know what? Asri's gonna do that. She's gonna start walking vampire
gosh.
style, like crawling on all fours on up the ceiling, and just start walking and just be like, I forgot I could do this.
Does Chonkers have dark vision?
Let me go to and find the out of Tresium.
Yeah, they have 60 feet.
Okay.
Ah. So
I know
that's
they also have-
consideration.
And he can just fly, so it's
Okay,
pretty
but
quiet.
here, okay, yes, but he also has 2 glowing wings on his back.
Oh, they actually emit light.
I mean, let's put it. I stopped and paused and realized it's not. I'm looking at the creatures thing. It's not a mechanic, but that's definitely something I mentioned once before, and
Yeah.
I'm looking at the DM.
That is how he imagined it before. So
Yeah, I'm
Makes
being
sense.
hoisted
He
by
needs-
my
he
own
needs-
petard here.
Okay,
He needs some
well,
balancing anyway. He's
Shall I take
he's a
the
pretty
lead?
OP familiar. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, yeah, that's my own petard right there. I wanted shiny glowing wings. I got shiny glowing wings.
Fluke and Ezra, you head in.
Yeah,
Yep,
I'm
stealthing
stealthing on the
ahead.
ceiling.
Okay. Roll stealth checks, and Ezra, as you're up, the height. The first part is about, or like the first entrance, I should say, is about 10 feet high, and then in the cave itself, it becomes much higher and it becomes about 30, 35 feet high. So make a stealth check with advantage.
Duly noted.
You know, I've just realized something. Fluke does not have magic other than his sword, but he's kind of the idea guy. He's the Sokka of this group, and I'm okay
You're the
with that.
inspiring leader. Like, wasn't that your? That's yes. It's perfect.
Sokka
So-
is kind of inspiring, isn't it?
Yes.
You come across first the same. I think it's first. Fluke wasn't in there, so Fluke, for you come across like a split in the road, and Ezra points out that the one to the right they already investigated, and that goes to a very small bedchamber. And in front of you, you come to the same room again with the now broken teleportation circle. Both of you make perception checks.
Yay.
Not with advantage. Let's go down to that. Oof. 3 on the die.
The both of you do note that to the left of you, it isn't well hidden, but it is kind of hidden. There is another, what's it called, entrance, and as you see it, Ezra, you know that's where the previous time you went in here, you saw like alchemical things. And Fluke, as you look around, you also notice around the teleportation circle, you see like spots in the dirt, and you're not sure why they are there, but it's clear that like people have sitting on those spots for very long.
Can I roll an investigation check on those?
Sure.
I have fantastic stats, but I do have proficiency. 11.
Yeah, with 11, basically the same as before. You realize that these are spots that people have been like going to this specific spot and then sitting there just for a long time, and you figure it's also probably has been happening over a longer period of time. So this isn't like something that just happened, but like over a couple years or so, daily, probably people have been sitting specifically in these spots. There's like 4 spots around the circle.
Yeah, he'll call Ezra over, just like point these out to her, just like, I think this might have something to do with perhaps their summoning dream-based thing, or perhaps something to do with those runners they were discussing earlier, with the clone corpse bodies.
Asri will get over there towards from the darkness. You said it was 35 feet up. I realized that without dark vision, she can only see probably about 10 feet in her face. So about halfway in, she realizes this was a bad
This
idea.
makes sense that you didn't see these spots.
Yeah, so she's gonna climb over and get over there and be like, okay, so as cool as that was, I can't see, so I'm gonna just stick with you.
Well, I mean, if you'd like, you can keep to the ceiling, just be out of sight, and you can keep in contact with me, or whatever you want to do. But
she's going to
What
look at the
distance were the rest of the group keeping?
60 feet, I think.
60
is what
feet.
we agreed
Okay,
upon.
so at this point, then they would be about at the split between the small room and the meditation room.
Oh, we're actually going after them?
Yeah, that was the plan. Just 60 feet behind. We're scouting, basically.
Yeah. Asri will ask Luke, or these are sacrifice areas, because I'm noticing a pattern of 4s here. There were 4 people on those sacrificing tables outside the cottage, 4 people on the things on the inside of the cottage, and there were 4 people in the waters, and I'm just... There's
4
a pattern
people on
of
the
4.
tables.
That is the second thing I said.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you, little birdie. Thank you, Seagull. I don't know what you're doing in this cave, Seagull.
I thought magic was always about the rule of 3, too. But, I don't know, that was probably a fairy tale.
But yeah.
Tags in there. Weird.
So and here's the thing, right? They said that they would return him, but different. What if they're looking for a 4th hag? They had 3, right?
Well, possibly. Though I almost feel like return him but different also probably just meant... I'm gonna assume... God, I'm gonna assume putting one of the different souls in the... If we are going by whose soul was where, they might have convinced Sybil to go along with it just for extra power. Or, of course, we have the drow to consider, but I don't know if they could have finagled the drow into it so readily. He wasn't exactly a fan of theirs, as far as we could tell.
Yes, but power is power, nonetheless. And honestly, if my girl Sybil went for that, I'd be a little proud going for a chance there, Is that weird? I have a different reaction to hearing that versus the necromancer.
I mean, considering it was that or death, I guess I wouldn't blame her.
Exactly.
I mean, if we're able to bring her back to life, I'm still going to give her a stern look about it, but...
Well, of course. I'm not going to let her off easy.
Where, if nothing else, I want her to... For saving her life, she is doing, like, I don't know, chores around my guild home or something like that. I don't know. Okay, so let's see. Was there anywhere else to go besides the other quote-unquote entrance that had alchemical stuff to go farther down?
As you look into that entrance, you notice that there is like a path, like the path to the alchemy lab kind of like curves to the left, and as you come out of it, you notice that directly to the right, then there's another path leading deeper into. As you come into the, actually both of you make perception checks as you checked it out, because there's a lot of going on in that area. With a 12, look, as you get there, you see the alchemy lab, and you see some kind of things standing around. You see some things you recognize from your guild hall as well, and then suddenly you're hit by this overwhelming stench of... You can't really tell what it's exactly what it smells like, but something is rotting. And at that point, you can kind of only focus on that smell that is coming from the right of you. Ezra with the 20. As you look around, you see a couple of... you see like this entire scenario of potion making. and you notice like on the left you have some like simpler alchemic ingredients like quite far into the cavern that have been set quite deliberately like far away from the rest of the equipment. And then among the equipment you actually do find a lot of potions. They are unlabeled, but you find 11 potions. But I will say, since they would all look different, I'm gonna send you the in what. Oh wait, actually I should just do that in Roll20. That's easier. So you find one potion of we'll do it like that.
I'll say, do we require any sort of Arcana checks to know what they are? But
Well, first, like you find a bunch of different potions, and this is kind of the split they're in. Like there's 4 potions you're fairly sure are the same potion.
I
actually,
see.
And I will say from the potions that are 3, that there are 3 of you are fairly sure they're potions of greater healing. Like you would know those.
Oh snap! I'm gonna say
Oh.
once. Okay, so we've got at least 3 potions of healing, Sam. I think we need to take these to Teak and let her take a look at them. Seems like it might
That
be
makes-
a little bit of morality.
That makes perfect sense to me. They're kind of her speciality of magic.
And depending on how strict you are keeping to the 60 feet, the rest of you would probably now be in the teleportation circle room. So if there's anything you would want to interact with there for the rest of you, you can.
I can imagine Teak would be investigating that circle. Just the heck of it.
Sorry, I actually forget. Wasn't she one of the ones that helped destroy it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
so
was
she would-
actually
That's
she
true.
was the one who destroyed it while you were just kind of hitting it.
Oh, that's right. So yeah, she's good. She already knows what she needs to know about it.
Okay, I suppose we probably backtrack and let them know where we're heading to the alchemy lab now.
Yeah. As we will keep contact with Fluke if she no, because that's 30 feet. So she'll say, yeah, I will try to, and then try to catch back up.
Okay.
And so she will double back to meet up with them, and say, hey guys, there's some potions up ahead if you
And
want.
Fluke's still in the alchemy chamber? Sorry?
Yeah, I'll probably if she wants to head back, I'll just stay in here stealth if I hear anything besides them, and you know.
Just imagine a cat who hears something and hides. Just, oh no.
Keep an eye out. I mean, we don't know what we're still going to run into.
Yes, but like a cat, if you get a chance to attack it as it passes by you, you will slash.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's.
So my
Bro,
comparison is not wrong.
I mean, dragons are cats. Come on. I mean.
Yes. Polymorphed into little critters. Anyways, so yeah, she will try to get Teak to come and investigate and see these potions.
Okay. As Ezra is leaving, Fluke, roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
no. Have to back out of the room if I don't pass out. I'm not good at this, so let's see.
No, you're not.
Nope.
No, my God, no.
Don't you know?
No, you never split the party. Healers in the back, keep the fighters hale and hearty, and never let that
Fluke,
damn rogue out of sight.
As Ezra leaves, you stand there for a moment in silence, and suddenly you hear like the faintest whisper. Like you look around and you're looking like, has Ezra returned? Is something happening? But there's nothing there, and you start hearing more whispers, and you can't just barely make out what they're saying. And sometimes you suddenly hear a word. You suddenly understand the word. Like you suddenly heard the word family over and over again, and then it turns back into something you can't understand, and then later it turns into power, and again it turns into something you don't understand. And Ezra, as you and Teak arrive back, Fluke's gone. Like either he's hiding very well, or he's somewhere else.
Alrighty, being expertise in perception, Asri is first going to immediately think, okay, he's hiding. Let me try to find him. May I perception check to see him?
Sure. A
Mm.
17.
Smeared.
That would be because you wouldn't be trying to hide. You notice from about where you remember that Fluke was, you start looking and you see a path leading further deeper into the cave of someone walking there.
Oh, son of a bitch. I'm going to dash action and start going forward and like just yippee-ki-yay, we're going
Okay.
forward.
You also roll wisdom saving throw.
Oh, boy.
You're hopefully better at that.
Not much. I actually wish I'd gotten a 1, honestly, so I could use my racial feat of lucky. Honestly, not getting a nat 1 these days just kind of sucks.
So as
Like
you
What a complaint.
as you start running, you start hearing the similar whispers, but you hear when you hear them, you hear different words. You hear truth, you hear answers, you hear home, and as you run further, you see Fluke, but you don't care anymore about Fluke. He's standing with his hand reached out to his like a part of the wall is suddenly like perfectly flat and perfectly black. It at first like it doesn't look like it looks like just suddenly all light vanishes and the path goes on, but it is actually a stone there. And see Fluke with his hand standing against it, and as you come up there, you also press your hand against it. And then we'll go back to the rest of the party.
Seeing as we take off, I'm gonna take off after her.
Okay, also wisdom
He's
saving throw.
faster than me.
Please, cleric,
wisdom saving
please.
throw. Yeah, I know,
Please.
right?
Please.
Seriously, if anybody's gonna do it, it should be me, right?
Why do monks get strength over wisdom?
Actually,
Right?
for you, with advantage.
Oh.
Unnecessary, it looks like. Yeah, very
Yeah.
Hephe, you also start hearing the voices, and for you hear cure, you hear life, you actually also hear home. And as you get there, you do get there before Ezra, and as you get there, you do see the same situation, but you keep like sound of mind, and you understand that what's happening to Fluke and Ezra is probably more important than the whatever's trying to lure you.
Then I'm gonna shout. I'm gonna use thaumaturgy, and I'm gonna shout to once I realize that there's something weird going on. Don't come after us.
Wasn't planning on.
And then what can I roll to figure out what's going on with Fluke and Asri?
Roll a wisdom check. 16. Something has put him into a trance, and as you start kind of like looking around and kind of investigating a little bit, suddenly from behind the black stone, suddenly these green flames flare up. And you can't see very well because it's all being filtered through this like very thick black, what now looks to be more glass than stone. And but there seems to be some form of altar deeper into the cave behind this stone.
Okay, so I'm gonna light a torch, and then I'm going to try to slap Asri out of it.
Okay. Make a strength check, you think? With advantage because she's I'd say with advantage in this case. She isn't resisting. You give her like a hit on the back of the head, but nothing happens. She kind of like she doesn't really move out of the way, but she moves with it, which makes like the impact barely there. It's more like you kind of pat her on the head.
Okay, I'm gonna go try to smack Fluke.
Okay.
Oh, not 20.
Oh, thank God for the advantage.
With that, you do hit him. Fluke, you take 3 points of bludgeoning damage,
Ouch.
and you can repeat your saving throw.
Oh, great.
Hey.
As you hit him, you hit him good. That you're sure of that. But Fluke remains in trance.
Oh my
Whoa.
god. How's this?
With that, I'd like everyone but Fluke and Ezra to mute themselves. And
Fluke
what's
and
it called?
Ezra,
Deafen
okay.
themselves.
And
Yes.
deafen. Okay.
Yep, you guys don't
Bye,
get to hear this.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, let me get a sip of water before you destroy us.
Yeah. I don't know if Flub's picking up on the same vibes, but I am very much getting, this hole was made for me.
Oh my God, I was just thinking Junji Ito. Oh my God. Oh, I wasn't going that. I was more going Spiral, but I was definitely thinking Junji Ito vibes.
This is why we're friends.
So as the two of you run up, Fluke a little bit earlier than Ezra. As soon as you put your hand against the wall, suddenly you felt very cold, and this for a second, though it was very quickly pushed back out of your mind. You were doubting, like, wait, why am I doing this? And then suddenly, you, as you looked around, you were in this dark plane. Let me describe it. As you look around, you're not inside anymore. You're outside, and the sky around you is completely dark in like this, the same color as the stone had before. And as you look around to the area around you, you notice that you're standing in this like very thin white powder that is spread over like miles and miles. Like you can see close to the end of it. And Fluke, as you're taking it in, suddenly Ezra appears next to you. But as you look at Ezra, she doesn't look like she looks like herself, but she looks like translucent, like she isn't barely there. And when you look at yourself, you feel like you're there. When you look at yourself, like you seem completely there. For Ezra, for you, it's the opposite. Like you seem like you're there, and Fluke seems translucent. And as the two of you look around, you see various other like translucent spectral forms moving over these plains, and far into the distance, you see this ginormous, what's it called? Fortress with walls probably higher than you've ever seen standing. And as you're standing there, your minds are your own again. What do you do?
Does this landscape look familiar in any way other, like, even though it's distorted, would it be something like we either of us recognized?
Make a religion check, and for both of you with disadvantage in this case.
Yep.
Okay.
Not
I guess
expecting-
the first thing Fluke would try to do is, one, call out to Ezra to see if she can hear him, and two, try and touch her, considering, how
You
wonky everything
can't
is.
touch each other, but you can hear each other.
With a 5 in religion, I'm assuming I don't know shit.
Was Fluke rolling as well?
I am, yeah. It's just taking a second. 10, yeah.
Yeah, 5 and 10, both of you. No, you don't know anything about what's you seeing around you.
Asri will try to talk to Fluke inside his head to see if that power is working right now.
That's an interesting one. Let's roll me a wisdom check.
Wisdom check. Bap. That was not supposed to be with disadvantage, but a 10.
With a 10, I'll say that it does reach Fluke, but it's kind of like distorted and like it cuts out every now and again.
I will then begin to speak out loud and say, okay, that's not reliable. Got it.
Yes. Well, I don't know about you, but I feel like a lost soul right about now, and I don't like that.
Same. She's going to look around. There's the only really distinguished building is those high walls that we're basically seeing, right?
Yeah.
She's going to
But
point at it.
actually, make perception checks, both of you. Because there are more things that you technically could be finding.
Oh my god, a 2
Ah.
on the god dang die.
21, yeah!
Yes, thank you. Fluke.
Sometimes the rolls work out.
With a 21 Fluke, I'm gonna say, after you've talking for a bit, you notice that the spectral forms that are like that you see walking around, they suddenly don't seem all that random. You realize that they are all kind of staying in a quite small area, and it looks like there is kind of 2 rows of them going from where you are to the fortress.
I feel like we could, I'll point out just like, okay, we've got people over there heading towards the fortress, but I don't know. I don't know if that'll get us free sooner or trap our souls wherever we are. Were you also whispering like nice things you want in your head?
No, it's whispering atrocities from my past. And she's going to start stretching and say, we've got one of 2 choices the way I see it. We can either try to get in the exact opposite direction of that building and get as far away from it as possible, or run straight to it. Which do you vote? As she's stretching, getting ready to run.
He's going to look behind him. What is opposite of us now? What is the opposite way of the building?
Yeah.
I will allow another perception check, but in first glance, it just seems like infinite salt, as it were. You're on a salt plane. I'll say that.
Oh. Is that from
Ezra
both of
also-
us? Okay. That's what I was going to ask. Jesus!
Wow.
That's 2 on the dice. I keep rolling low, but not nat ones. Just even the game agrees. That, you know what? Nat ones, that lucky halfling thing was a little much that one game.
You're nat ones now. They're not auto fails, but they're still bad.
So for the both of you, it is notable that there aren't any spectral forms there. But it seems like just an endless, what's it called, plane of salt, as you've recognized it.
Gonna look over there. Not gonna lie, I feel like we'll be more lost souls that way than this way.
Yeah, I think we'll end up as jerky if we go that way. Nice and preserved.
I mean, that all depends if we can decay and wherever the hell we are. I mean,
Just let me have the joke. You don't have to point out how not funny I am.
if I don't do that, how are you gonna get better at humor?
Fair enough. And on that note, I assume they both are ready to start moving with haste to the castle.
As you're moving, you're realizing quite quickly that you aren't even if you wouldn't be moving fast, you would be catching up on the rest of the forms that are walking around. And as you catch up on the first ones, Ezra, you recognize the scene immediately. You see a younger version of yourself laying on the ground, pretending to be dead.
Asri stops and says, Fluke, please don't.
He's just gonna halt and just look over, just like.
She looks over to see if she can see, fuck, I should have had his name memorized by now, but the one dude, to see if she sees him coming.
A bit of distance away, you see, with its back turned to you, a very familiar figure.
Where? I'm literally in the messages with you. That's why I can't find you on the sidebar. Jesus.
By writing out a backstory.
I have that problem so much.
I have the backstory. There's a name that I'm looking for specifically.
You mean Adrian?
Thank you. Yes. Yeah, so she looking at him and say, Fluke, She's gonna turn back. That high walls. You said we've never seen anything like that before. Are they the walls of Subri?
Uh, as you are specifically looking at the walls, not knowing what's happening there, make a perception check. But I will say no.
Okay.
Like,
I just have to make sure. I'm like, oh shit.
regardless of what you roll, you will realize that they aren't that.
Okay.
But with a 25, you realize that they are made of adamantium, adamantine, it's called.
Okay.
And you realize that it is kind of in a hexagon. No, not in a. What's the 8-sided one?
Octagon.
Yeah, it's that's in an octagon. And on every at every point there's this massive tower, also from adamantine.
What do I know about adamantine in this world? How rare of a metal do I know it to be?
Make
to build an entire fortress out of that seems... Yeah.
That's a good question. Make a history check.
Oh, come on! Dice.
With a 5, you know that it is being used in for some military uses. You don't know specifically what, and you also don't know in what quantity. So it's difficult to gauge, like, how much of it is available to the upper classes, as it were. Because you do definitely know that, like, for normal plebs, it's very difficult to get their hands on.
Yeah, she's just gonna outright ask you, Fluke. Have you ever heard of a military establishment ever being able to build a entire fortress out of adamantine?
That'd be a history check for me as well.
Yep.
I'm hoping you
Let's hope
rolled
for
more
good
than a 4.
rolls.
Oh, thank God. I have the 3D dice on my screen and it landed almost on the 1.
Yeah, I saw it.
I was wondering, just like, I mean, Fluke's concerned about, is very interested in weapons, so it's like, do they make swords out of that?
Fluke, as you start thinking about it, at first you think, with the stories you know about adamantine, you think, no, that's ridiculous. No one would ever, like, take the time to gather up that much adamantine. But then you remember one story that, though you're sure that the story is fake, you are starting questioning of maybe it was based somewhere in reality, as you remember one of the... I don't have their names present, I think, but... one of the members of your guild, after a mission that should have been relatively simple, suddenly he disappeared for months, and then when he came back, he told you about how very large stories about how he went to the abyssal plane and found the forgotten adamantine fortress of a demon lord, and then managed to trick the demon lord into letting him out.
I'm gonna say, unless you had a particular one in mind, that sounds like his kind of sort of mentor Gavamar. I'm going to make an assumption there, unless you had a particular rogue in mind.
I think Gavamar fits. Yeah, we'll say Gavamar.
Yeah, and he's pretty used to kind of parsing the truth out of fables, quote unquote. Cutting through the bullshit. That'd be a good word for it.
Yeah.
Well, it seemed like a tall tale, but oh God, we're in the abyssal plane, aren't we? Well, that's not good.
Asri will steady her breathing, look at Fluke and say, "The abyssal plane. Of course this is hell." Look at her on the ground, pinned there with an arrow through her shoulder. Touch where her scar is on her shoulder underneath her clothes, and then start moving forward again and say, "Sorry for the holdup."
No, he'll chase after. He'll just kind of like grasp her hand, just like, "Hey, yeah." I mean, if any of us are gonna get lost in here, might as well be us.
Of course, the ones that have been through hell, right? She smiles with a joke.
I don't know about hell, but I mean, we're capable.
She gestures around here. It's the abyss. What's different than how is this not going through hell?
Well, I mean, I don't know if I've been through hell per se.
So,
She's just not gonna go with the jokes today.
As you move forward, the next image you reach, Ezra, you don't recognize, and I don't think Fluke would either. But you
Probably not.
see a very tall man, about, I'm gonna say, close to 8 feet tall, standing, and like, even though you don't only see like a faceless image of him, he's still extremely like impressive in his stance and in just his existence almost. And you see a group of people like kneeling before him, as uh, you can't see his face, but you can almost feel him laughing at the people kneeling to before him.
Huh. Shot in the dark, but wasn't there some sort of demon lord they offhandedly mentioned a purple scaled dragon creature being connected with? I mean, I don't know who brought. Did Azrae know anything about that? I forget who rolled for that.
I know about you being when you were first captured as an egg of sorts. It was somebody else who knows about the Dragon Lord, and I want to say that was Teak, but I could be wrong.
It was
The fact
Tico
is, they're not
Decorm.
here. They're not here at the moment, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, either way, he's just gonna mention just like, I really hope that's not some kind of demon lord or whatever we were talking about earlier, because that's my guess, and that makes me uncomfortable.
Same, honestly.
That makes that offhanded rumor guess a little more possible. That's. I mean, he's just looking back at some of your visions and guessing this doesn't look familiar to you at all, does it?
No.
So
he's just gonna take a mental note of this blurry image and be like,
as you travel onward, you keep getting faced with like your most uncomfortable or difficult memories that you've had, or things of your past that you kind of didn't know about before, but now suddenly, like seeing it before you, suddenly you connect the dots. And until what feels much quicker than it should have been, you stand in front of the walls, and the walls go like when you were at a distance, they looked impressive. When you're in front of it, you're now in front of what is well over 100 feet tall walls. This enormous gate in front of you, as it starts slowly opening.
She smiles at him and says, "Well, as it's opening, ladies first," and we'll step in front of him.
gonna look at him for a second, just like, oh, okay.
Like her in his head. Oh, that's breaking up right now. It's gonna be coming in a little crackly. So you, me, hide behind.
As
You're
you
better at stealth
do
than
that,
me.
the both of you hear this deep, long voice in your head. There's no need to hide.
Azrael out loud say, "Okay."
But it's what we're good at. Fluke will actually say that a little nervous.
You can hide if you're more comfortable that way, but I would insist that you come in. And as he says that, as the voice says that, a door opens, a door appears in seemingly in midair, or not in midair, like on the ground, but not against any wall or anything, and like slowly starts to open in front of you. And as it opens, you see it opens into a fairly comfortable room. For both of you, it's clearly made for someone much bigger than you, but it seems like very expensive furniture, everything made to be as comfortable as possible, as it were.
Yeah, Azrael will go in there and think, "Hey, if you, me, and Teak all sit on each other's shoulders, with the same place would be the same size as a regular person."
Or though, just like nervously walk forward, just like, oh, I'm out of my depth. I don't like that.
Yep. I'm resorting to jokes. That's exactly how uncomfortable I am right now.
As you walk in, you are sure he would have been impossible to miss if he had been there when you entered, but when you enter, suddenly in the room, you see this 12-foot tall. Oh fuck.
This 12-foot tall. Oh fuck.
Oh fuck!
Yeah, you know
The
how they
Tarrasque!
work.
We're screwed.
You see this 12-foot tall gargoyle standing in front of you. And that one, yeah.
Hello.
Okay.
Do you
Fixed
have a
it.
name?
And as he looks over you, he kind of like he has already this like gargoyle type hunched over look, but he hunches down even lower to kind of be at face level with the two of you and says, "We have a small problem, you and I. Well, your group and I. Should we wait for the rest, or do you think they won't be joining us?"
I honestly couldn't tell you right now. I think that there's a 50-50 chance.
I mean, I think they're smarter than us, at least in this particular scenario. So
That and we scouted ahead, so if they just walk up to us not being around, I'm not sure how this works.
Well, in that case, time sometimes a little weird, so let's not wait on them. It might take forever.
Then let's not. We don't want to take up your forever. That's just rude.
So, let's start at the beginning. Why did you feel the need to kill one of my apprentices?
Looking at the cloak that she is currently wearing, and she looks up, your apprentice, the necromancer.
No, the girl.
Oh, because she was attacking us and trying to take someone that we were sworn to protect. Literally, because we needed to get the person whose soul she was stealing.
I told her to return it. Wouldn't
I
have
did
gone for
not.
that long.
in fact, as far as we could tell, she was going to stick someone else's soul in that body and puppet him for political means.
You start
That's our
laughing at that. And, that's fair. That sounds like something she'd do. Clever.
Yeah.
Clever.
Wait, what did he say? Say that again?
He's clever. He seems more impressed and concerned about like his orders being disrupted.
Disobeyed. I thought you
Disobeyed, that's
said
what-
God love her, and I was gonna say, why would he say that? What? Now I'm concerned.
So as far as I'm getting from this, it seems like she was being a bit naughty from your orders too. I think we might come to an
but
accord.
in a good way.
Oh well.
You get it?
Yes, he was still being returned, so
see-
your order was still being followed. I get it.
I
Oh
have
God,
a
that's so
very, very important event coming up. And I need all the influence I can get for that. And you just have put a major wrench into that. So now I'm asking you, how will you overcome this wrench?
Asri's eyes are deers in headlight right now. Like, I'm good at at running and reading books. That's about what I've got.
His
I'm
focus
good at running
switches to
and
flux.
stabbing things.
Both useful skills. But you
Running.
wouldn't have been able to come here if there wasn't something you're looking for. Something you want. So tell me, what is it you want? The fact that we
where's my dice? I need to
starting
roll
on opposite ends doesn't mean we can't both benefit from this.
I need to roll a decision she needs to make. Hold on. Oh, okay. She will, without looking up, because she's looking like deer in headlights at her hands, and she says, I don't think there's anything that wouldn't come with a price that we would be able to pay.
He starts looking over the both of you. Is there anything Flukworth's going to answer on that?
Ponder a bit was like, I mean, if we're talking in a general sense, I just want to be accomplished and live my own life, but not really sure I want to take creepy Faustian shortcuts on that. No offense.
And the two of you both start noticing because you have high enough insight. He seems to be more focused on Fluke than on Azrae. And as he's looking at Fluke, you have, well, interesting friends, I would say. I think, who was the last one to come here of your little friend group?
Oh,
I think that must have been 100 years ago, something. Not sure. Anyway,
Luke's should actually ponder. Does he know how long his particular guild has been going on? Because, I mean, he's only been alive for like a decade.
I'd say your guild has been going on for a very long time. It is
Ah,
uh,
very
it is,
old, very old.
about as old as the city of Rubel itself.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
If I may, our name's, sorry, we never introduced ourselves. My name's Azri. This is Fluke, and you are?
You may call me Lou.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to click that. It was completely a mistake.
That's fair.
You said Illumi?
Lou.
Lou. All right, Lou. When you say you want your influence spread, what kind of influence are you talking about? Do you want just the gospel of Lou spread? Or is this some sort of, hey, I need bodies situation? Is this like, I need 10 human skulls by the end of the week, no questions asked kind of a thing? Or how many people now know my name kind of a thing?
Do you know how the creature you killed, do you know how it feeds? How it nourishes itself? Because it doesn't technically feed.
Not inherently something to do with the souls it siphons.
Close. Hags make feathers, or how do you call it? They connect themselves to the people who approach them.
gonna assume
And-
coven or a pact.
No, well, among each others, they share their power to grow it, but with the people who seek them out, they connect with them, and with people who doesn't really matter how they seek them out, but once they are connected, they feed of the misery of those people. You see, that's why communications between the two of us was so useful, as my powers come from a similar source. Any creature that I'm connected to will spread that connection, and the more that connection is spread, the more powerful I become. And at the moment, it is very important that I am as powerful as can be.
May I ask why that is? You mentioned an important event coming up. If we were to throw our hats in with you, that means this event would be something that we'd have to worry about. As some sort of
He
new
starts
threat
laughing
or
about
enemy.
it. He starts laughing at it, and you will have to worry about that. Don't
Oh,
worry.
then
Don't worry about needing to worry about it.
Fair warnings would be nice. What is this we're having to worry about?
Well, let me offer you this first. And he holds both of his hands up to you, and in one a blue flame appears, in the other a chest appears.
I thought you were
He
going to say a
says-
red flame and it was be a blue red pill.
And he says, either I can connect with one of you immediately, or I can give you a gift and have the connection spread that way. Either way, you'll feel strong.
She looks at Fluke and I don't.
And
Something feels
as,
wrong
you,
about
as you look
this.
at Fluke, he actually also looks. And he says, and to answer your question, the plane that you're standing on, the abyssal plane, is actually a fragmented plane. It shifts and moves around all the time, but once every 3 millennia or so, all the planes come together, and those of us powerful enough decide amongst ourselves who gets to rule which plane once they all split again. You understand
And you
that
want to
I
be the
need
ruler of a
as much
plane.
of that as possible.
She's going to
And
look at him. Go ahead.
he looks at Fluke again. Wanting to or not, you will be involved in this. And I can tell you from the bottom of my heart, I am a much better employer than Gratz.
Does that sound like that demon we heard of earlier?
Yep.
Same? Alright.
You
I
do know
also-
him as the Prince of Beauty.
I was going to ask him, can we incite him to make sure he's telling the truth about this?
Sure.
I was pondering the same thing.
Bap.
Ross
Oh
is a
my
great
god.
guy.
God. Why we roll so
Well,
bad?
let's see. Because he rolled really low as well, so I'm gonna look at
Yay!
his stats.
Because I won't lie, Asri's like on the fence here because she's like, I have a goal. One singular one.
Can I? Yeah. Oh yeah. No. He seems honest to the both of you.
Damn.
So he's going to then question, okay, we've gotten these two choices. Are we allowed to just abstain?
Yes.
There will be consequences.
Oh, there's always
But
consequences.
as you might see right now, and he kind of sweeps at you and he just phases right through you. You aren't truly here right now anyway.
Yeah, I was getting that inkling. Let me ask you a question out of curiosity. You mentioned someone from long ago of my ilk coming here. Has anyone from there ever taken you up?
Those not invited will wander forever in search of the fortress.
Oh, so no
Those
one
not
from my
invited.
ilk's been invited before. Is that what you're
Sometimes
getting at?
I'd like to look them up themselves, but you know.
You
The
gonna look over at
he's-
Asri, see what she's looking like?
Asri's heavy on her train here of like there's something this would cross. She feels like making a deal with a demon to get the kind of power she wants would cross a line that she doesn't feel she's ready to kind of cross right now. But she's on that fence. She's waiting. She's taking secondary to Fluke right now.
Couldn't let out a sigh and shrug, just like, I'm greedy. He'll actually wipe his cheek a little bit, and I think we might can go back to a point there. Maybe caught it off guard, like very young kobolds stealing a figure, and not Gavamar, but the other guy cutting his cheek, but then also giving him the figure. Just like shaking his head, just like, I was taught early on, just ambition is fine, but you gotta temper it. And this is just too much risk for me. I mean, granted, it's going to be a different kind of risk, but I'm not really into it. He's gonna just kind of shrug and shake his head a little bit.
Asri will decline as well and kind of step towards Fluke and be like, I think our answers are clear then.
Well, that, I must admit, is disappointing. And suddenly, like, you're being hit by a truck, as it were. You are flung back out of the fortress, and you like from where you were standing in the cave, you're suddenly flung back as well and hit the wall behind you.
Okay.
I'm not
We
gonna
can-
make roll damage for it, but you're fairly hurt,
Oof.
and we can tell the rest they can come back. I'll also type it in Discord. Oh, this you
Yeah.
already know.
No. Oh my god, Asri was so on the fence of that.
I am
Yeah,
back.
so
Oh my
fun
God.
fact, and something Asri would have at least gotten an inkling of, something I was gonna kind of regale to that dragon that ended up dead. When Fluke was young, he stole something, and the very leader of his guild, not Gavamar, took him aside, dug a dagger into his cheek to kind of show him, you don't freaking do that. But not being cruel did give him that, so he
That's
literally
cool.
taught lessons about that.
Hey man,
So
all I know is that Asri would have liked to have gotten that power, but isn't willing to cross from chaotic good into chaotic neutral.
So,
Don't even
Hephe,
is-
for you, as you are standing wondering what to do, suddenly both Fluke and Azray are kind of like at the same time they're awake and then they shut back down against the wall at the back. And they wake up again.
Oh, well, we just pissed
And
are you
with
alright?
that, I'm sorry to do this to Ralgo and Cherry, but we're going to go on break.
there.
Alrighty, guys, we are going on break.
With the laundry done, Hephe, you just saw Teak and Ashley getting like flung away from the wall or from the black glass type thing, and when they do so, you also notice that the fire in the part beyond the ball goes out again, and as they hit the wall, their minds seem their own again.
Guys, are you alright?
Figuratively? Yes?
I'm confused.
Yeah, that's not going to be stopping anytime soon.
Asri's gonna pop up and say, Hephe, we communed with something we didn't want to because it made us. We literally got no choice in the matter. It was very, very unpleasant. It was a traumatic experience. So physically, we are fine. Mentally, we are haunted. Also,
Basically pissed off the patron of the hags.
yes,
So-
it's very upset with us.
But that's bad news.
Yes, also, though,
Yeah.
we did weasel some information out of it that I think you should know.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
that's true.
There's an event going on, apparently, where all of the planes of existence are colliding with each other. I think that's what's going on at your home. I think that's where the plane of fire is colliding.
Can I interject real quick? Is this
Yes.
purposefully Asray misunderstanding, or is this Flip misunderstanding?
This is flub misunderstanding because
Because it's
Okay.
what he said was the abyssal plane is fragmented in different smaller planes, and those are colliding, not the rest of the planes.
I as a player misheard
Yeah, that's why I decided to
abyssal
ask.
with okay, my bad. Redact all that. Up to the yes,
No,
we're just
no.
haunted. We're haunted.
You're haunted.
Yes, we saw a demon god. It was that as patron of the hags. He was in the abyssal plane. The abyssal planes are colliding, and I don't want to know this at all.
Also, we pretty much confirmed I have a connection was. Damn name, Esri.
And where exactly are these abyssal planes colliding?
I look at Fluke. I don't think I asked that.
Fluke looks at Esri. Yeah, I don't.
Okay, and
Not sure we have a way of knowing that.
Okay,
We're not
and-
exactly.
why exactly is that our problem? The abyssal planes, that's like a bad place, right?
Yes, but because this particular patient shares his connection with a person, and the more people they meet, the more connected they are, and he just starts making connections to people and getting more and more powerful.
So,
And-
so if we just kill all the hags,
Yes.
So,
I'm not saying it's directly an us problem now. I'm saying that we just were forced to commune with it, and this is knowledge we now have that I'm now sharing with you because I have it.
okay.
It's
yeah,
something
they
that we
wanted us
might
to make
report.
a bargain, and we kind of declined. They weren't happy about that.
No,
I mean, it's good not to make deals with demons.
you're
I will say, if I
correct.
was going to take anything, it would have been the item. I'm not just like letting it into my. Come on.
I mean, I think that meant we would have gotten magic, honestly.
Possibly, but I don't know. I mean, how they were talking, it seems like we're gonna have to choose a side eventually. And
Not his.
personally, I don't know if that's true. I'm not gonna assume that's true because I mean, how often are beings like that fully honest? But until then, I think I'd rather be left with no other choice.
You know what? Hephe, you got one of those gods, don't you?
Yes.
Well, what your god gives you power, so that's whose side we're on, Fluke. We're on that god's side.
I
'Cause
mean,
their god just
she's a
kept us
spirit, but yeah.
Oh, okay, then I don't technically think that demon was a god. You're right. It was a
At this point,
demon.
I'm gonna say that you've been walking back so that Decorm also can rejoin the conversation.
Ah,
Speaking of which, was this creepy building we were forced into pretty much the end of the road?
It seems like it. There's like this room beyond it that at least there's no obvious way you can get into there.
Decorm, can you come to us while we check out this unenterable room? As I
You
cast
just told me
thaumaturgy
not
on
to.
myself. I know, and now it's okay.
Do you?
Tartarak, just bring him along. He's being a wuss.
Teak, who was I'm assuming with Decorm this whole time, will start to go. Like, come on, Decky, let's go. Why would Hephe lie?
Okay, Teak, Decorm, make the wisdom saving throws.
I fucking god damn it.
No.
What did you expect
Yeah.
was gonna happen?
I knew it because they were both back there. This is exactly like the second he said
I
this.
thought that the flame disappeared. The flame
Oh my god, yes, Teak, let's go. Teak, I get to go
The
through
flame
round 2.
disappeared. I thought it was gonna be fine.
The
I'm
flame didn't start.
dumb. I am dumb.
I know. And the
Both
flame
my
didn't.
player and my character.
Because the flame didn't start until we touched it. We would already failed our wisdom
No,
saving throw.
I just saw it go away, and I thought everything would be fine. If I have to disappear for another 30 minutes,
And this time I can please Teak. My decisions are gonna be easy. No, I'm good.
Both
That does seem very Teak, doesn't it?
both Teak and Decorum, as you start walking there, suddenly you feel you hear the same whispers. Actually, how we're gonna? Well, I'll just do for Decorum. You start hearing cure. You start hearing family. You start hearing freedom. Teak starts hearing knowledge. Interestingly enough, also cure and family. And as the two of you are moving up there, the rest of the world kind of just seems to fade away. And as you start moving there, you see the rest, but you don't really care about them. And I will say, Hephe, you do recognize like the same look in Decorm and Teak's eyes as you saw in Ezre's eyes before she went to the stone.
Yeah, Azri will try to intercept Teak if she sees it, though. You can try to do it for him.
they got the same look as you. I thought it would have disappeared. The flame went away.
And at that point, the two of them touch it. Like they
Okay.
just straight ignore you and just immediately walk up to it. So like the shortest conversation is too much.
No, I get you. Not enough. That's not a
Should have
time.
smacked them with blackjacks. That's what I should have done.
For this time, since most of everyone already knows what's about to happen, please mute yourself, but you can listen in, because otherwise it's going to be too much.
Yeah, fair.
Decorm and Teak. As you touch the stone, you feel cold, very cold, and for a very short moment you hear like this inner voice of yours scream about how a terrible idea this is, and as that voice fades away, so fades the world, and suddenly you're standing outside in a very dark sky in a white, very long plain that the two of you recognize as salt. And the two of you see each other, but as you see yourself normally, you see the rest like ethereally, as if they are not fully there. And as you look around, you see in the distance, you see figures standing. They seem in that same ethereal look as the other one, and beyond in the distance, you see a gigantic fortress standing, taller, bigger than you've ever seen. What do you do?
Teak will
Jerry,
probably.
are you talking, or because I can't hear you if you...
Oh, maybe he is, and we don't. You're lighting up, but we're not hearing.
But I'm not hearing anything.
No.
I'm not saying anything.
Okay.
Okay. Teak, being a little scared, will be like, "Oh, Decky, where are we? You know where we are?" And start looking around to see if she can trying to figure out where they are.
Okay.
Can I hear her?
Okay, so I'm gonna quickly put Cherry a bit louder. Oh, wait, no, that's not what I meant. Change volume there.
I was say you changed your own volume, I think.
Okay. Cherry, can you repeat that?
Can I hear her?
Yeah, you can hear her. You can't touch her.
What's beside us or behind us?
Beyond you, it seems just endless, vast salt. Like you're on a salt plain. I don't know if you know what those are or how they look.
Give him a second. Google will help him.
Yeah, I'm the one Googling, but it's
Ah.
just for reference images. Like, oh, I spelled it wrong, but
Yeah, she'll look around and just be like, "This, I've never seen any place like this before."
no, it's too big.
Reference picture.
Decorm will walk about 20 meters back to see if he teleports back.
As you start walking back, nothing. At first, you think nothing's happening, but then as you look the other way, you see where next to Teak, there's suddenly another pair of spectral figures.
Oh.
And for you, Teak, you for Teak as well. Actually, those spectral figures appear, and what Teak can see is a group of Dragonborn. They're standing kind of in a circle around something, it seems. And as they all start staring in the middle, you notice not specifically the... you don't hear any words or any conversation, but you notice that there's an intent directed to one of the group's members.
But she doesn't recognize this scene, right?
No. For her, also, all the Dragonborn are faceless.
Gotcha. So she's gonna then look to Decorm to see if he knows what's going on here.
Like, what do I see exactly?
If you walk back, you would recognize it as not the evening that you got poisoned, but the evening that you were told, like, one person, you all need to put poison in one person's cup. And the moment you realize, like, they're all gonna pick me.
And how far away is it?
It is where you were standing previously. So it's
I'll
with.
walk toward- I'll
Okay.
walk toward.
Let me give 1 second while I give.
I don't know if it even matters.
I don't think it will matter.
Gotcha.
Do you walk forward? Are you like walking forward in back to where you were, or do you walk forward from there?
Closer to the scene.
Okay. So you actually recognize all the faces. You recognize yourself and all your former classmates.
Do they respond?
No, they seem kind of in stasis, as it were, as if it's just a snapshot of a memory. It's basically a 3D
And
picture.
There was a castle, right?
Yeah.
I'll guess I'll go there.
So as you're traveling there, the two of you, assuming Teak's following, find a path marked by similar still images of your memories, and all of them are like these difficult or I say heartbreaking memories. But as you're traveling, you feel like you're traveling or getting there much faster at the gates than where you than you should have been. It seemed much further away, and as you get there, the castle, the fortress, seems to be an octagon, with at each dot like a very big tower. And as the gates open, the two of you also hear this low, dark voice coming from inside the fortress. More. Was wondering when the rest would show up. Come in. And as he says, come in, a door opens in front of you, and it leads to this kind of cozy looking room. Very fancy, well dressed. It seems to be made for more aimed at like larger creatures than medium or small creatures. But for Decorm can fit mostly everywhere comfortably.
Teak will go in almost immediately, being like, "Oh, thank you. It's really weird out here. We were hoping to meet somebody who could hear us."
Decorm,
Yeah?
you also walk in?
Yeah.
Okay. As you walk in, is 12 feet tall. You are 100% sure he would have been impossible to miss if he was there when you start walking. But as you walk in, his 12 feet tall gargoyle stands in the room, and he speaks in the same voice that you heard before. Is welcome. We need to have a little chat. I was hoping to get you all in one play at the same time, but one by one has its fun as well, hasn't it?
I mean, okay. Hi, my name's Teak.
Welcome. You may call me Fraz.
Raz?
No.
Fraz. Interesting. Fraz. Well, hi, Fraz. Do you know where we are?
Of course. You're in my domain.
Oh,
You see, you have killed recently one of my apprentices. And at a very, very bad timing, might I add.
Well, I'm sorry for that. Who was it we killed? Was it one of the highwaymen, or the necromancer, or the hag?
It was the lady you just killed
Okay, the
10
hag.
minutes ago, an hour ago. I'm not sure how long it would have been, but
I imagine in your own dimension, time probably works a little differently.
you are a clever one. Anyway, he starts thinking for a moment. Shall I give you the same offer for pendants that I gave to your friends?
I mean, I didn't really get a chance to hear what you offered them or anything about what happened, so I suppose if you want to tell us, what do you think, Decorm?
Is there a premium option?
Premium option. Not sure. I should think about making one of those. What would you suggest for such a premium option?
Well, I suppose then what's the regular option? Since it's supposed to be premium, it has to be better than that. So I suppose, yes, go ahead and tell us what the deal is you offered them, and then we can workshop a premium version.
So, in that case, and he similar as before, he holds up both of his hand, and in his right hand this blue flame appears, and in his other hand a chest appears, and he says, "You just pick one, and when the time comes, I'll ask you to represent me."
Oh. And what does representing Fraz mean? Are you an attorney? Or do you need an attorney?
It would mean showing the other demons that there is only one ruler of this plane.
Being smart, she's going to realize that she is on the abyssal plane now, and that because he said demons,
That's
and be
fair.
like,
Oh, I see what kind of deal this is now.
oh, and her eyes are like really small as the glasses kind of, I imagine, slide a little off her face.
Oh, Decky, you said
What's in the
something
box?
about a premium option.
What's in the box?
I have, over the years, collected a various particular group of items, all of them powerful in their own right, but turns out it's just laying here in my fortress, not doing much, isn't good for items of this particular quality. So they've gone to sleep, as it were. I would ask you to awaken it, and then once it's been awakened, I might ask it for return. Might let you hold on to it until you perish.
And just so I understand, you said that the people who represent you are also the hags, correctly? They're the people that one of the ones that we just killed? Okay,
They've
just
been
making
spreading my influence for me.
Being part of your apprenticeship, does being a dumb bitch, is the part of a requisition, or was it just random? Was it just her? Or is it like a thing you need? You need dumb people.
She, though part of my apprenticeship, was picked by the others, not by me.
Who are the others?
The rest of the hags, of course.
and making sure that if we were to kill the rest of the hags, that would not be good. Then, if we, that would be something that would make you upset.
Well, I'm already upset.
Oh,
So let me get this straight. You want my alliance for a demonic war and in trade of that, I get some random stuff you had laying in your house.
Either that, or you get a small part of my powers.
Oh, and she looks at the blue flame.
Like magic or knowledge?
Something like that.
Can I buy your alliance for some things I just found in my bag?
That depends. What did you just find in your bag?
Let me check.
Your bag, as you open your bag, it's empty.
Bunch of salt.
I've plenty.
So, this trash, things laying in house, all great, all really good sell. Perfect pitch. I'm really on the fence here. Let's talk premium option. What's something you don't want to lose? You feel bad about when it's no longer in your possession.
Maybe the hags?
I guess that is true. The hags would be a loss.
Well, then it sounds like that's the premium option. You let us kill the hags, and Decky signs up.
He looks at Decorm.
No, this was not at all where I was going for.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, but okay, those hags. They probably want to kill us because we killed their sister. And if we get in this deal, you prevent that, or is this like an in party in?
Solve it
How
amongst
do you say-
yourself.
Yeah, exactly that.
I will give you power which you can use to defend yourself, and I will not retaliate if you kill all of them.
But they still try to kill us.
Their minds are their own. Can't
Okay,
change
okay.
those.
I'm gonna be honest for a second here. You
Oh, you
like a
haven't been
bad-
up till now?
You sound like a bad leader. You seem very casual about this in group fighting, and like I don't know a lot about the other demon lords, but no good leadership yet.
Hearing him say that, knowing that's probably gonna piss this guy off, Teak will take a couple of her little steps to like the right if Decorum's on her left, if that makes sense.
The thing is, Decorm, I don't really need to be a good leader. I just need them to follow me. And all the misery they spread, every connection they make, I feed from, I grow from. So all this infighting is really just making me stronger. Well, the chances of rebellion diminish.
Interesting strategy, but okay. Still haven't had an answer on my previous question. What's something you don't want to lose, except those hacks?
Nothing you'd be able to take.
So there's no premium option.
What if the premium option is both the weapon and/or item and the blue power?
She points out, like,
You get both the blue flame, and the item. Why am I
Sure,
selling this for
if
you?
that's what you want.
stops and thinks like, why am I selling this?
Do you want to take that premium option?
No, I don't want to take either option. I was just trying to help because you said you wanted to know about a premium option, so I was workshopping with you.
Well, that's not really a premium option. That's more like 1 + 1 free.
What? How is that not premium?
I'm looking for the VIP treatment.
Oh. But and she's gonna look up at him. No, Mr. Fraz, I don't think I want either of those options. I appreciate it though. I think that I think I'd much rather go home now. Or go back to my body at least. As she kind of floats, like waves her arm like all etheric.
With that, he will first focus on Decorm, see if he has anything more to add.
Can I have a look in the box?
Sure.
What do I see in the box?
Roll a d6.
There, damn. Ooh. Oh wait, it's not a 20. I don't know why I went ooh.
With a 1, you see a scale. It is quite large, but it is a multicolored scale. And as you look at it, it is it has this as you touch it, it has this kind of warm glow to it. How would I say it? It is almost as if when you touch it, the scale feels more at ease than when it was in the box.
A scale. I thought you were just like being cocky about having magical items and shit, but this looks like you actually just grab some random shit from your house.
If that's what it is to you, then I don't need your help. Bye-bye. And the both of you are flung out similarly to the previous two.
Seeing them oncoming, Asri will quickly be like, "We need to move now."
And for you, similarly, the flares, like it's about at the same moment that he starts speaking that the flares light up, but at the same time isn't walking linearly. But as soon as the flames light up for a bit, and then as they go out again, the two of them are shot back as well.
I also want to say, out of character, I'm glad I got to listen because that is some of the funniest I've ever heard. He was on point.
Jesus
Good
Christ, it
job,
was
sir.
great. Yeah. I thought you were just joking,
You know-
but it actually looks like you grabbed just something random from your house.
To be fair, I think I'm a bit more positive about our Dragon Princess. Like, the material plane leadership is in comparison capable hands.
He's like, now that I'm seeing what this look like, maybe the Dragon Princess aren't so bad.
Yeah, but Fluke's already rushing up. It's like, you guys okay? Piss them off more.
I'm real sorry about that. I thought the flames were gone, and that meant that everything was fine. That was my bad. I'm dumb.
I mean, at least they're not coming after you again, so hey.
Did you take the deal?
He didn't have a premium option, so I didn't. But
Insight.
maybe we'll get with a better deal later.
You know,
He's-
I'd be lying if I hadn't considered that.
Right.
I don't want to say I considered that, but I did consider that. He just looks sheepish saying that.
I
He
won't
tried
lie,
to
I
give me a
considered it.
scale. I have a scale at home.
What,
I mean,
what
yeah,
did
but, I mean, dude, Fluke will just kind of rob himself and find like a dead one, just like, just hold up a purple scale.
Then again,
Yeah, plenty.
he did seem like a nice guy to have a drink with. I'm very intrigued in his leadership style. I think there's a lot to, I wouldn't say learn, but there's a lot to cross-explore there.
Well, I mean, it's. I didn't especially find the appealing of all the feeding off misery talk. That was. I don't know. It sounds like that is literally the demon equivalent of a giant tick.
Can we just light this building on fire and leave, please?
I think that you said a lot of things today.
We
That's
can
my
finally
favorite
go
thing.
from this hellhole and start doing our little quest that's been dragging for weeks. Well, it feels like weeks. Yes, please.
I mean, this forest is freaking creepy. So well, I think we've cleared out all the really hoobity doobity shit. So, and it looks like there's no more hags. So, question is, where do we want to bung for the night? We want to burn this place down and venture out, or what do we want to do?
Burn the place, venture out.
Yeah, I think I'm for that.
I was okay with exploring this place till Demon Central happened, okay? Guys, burning this place and burying that fucking temple. Or at least making it harder for the hags to get to and hopefully not... he's already pissed at us. How much more do you think he's going to get pissed if we burn this place down?
Also, Teak tried to sell the hags to me for him, which I thought was odd.
Well, no,
But
you were
rather
talking
funny,
about the
so
premium
thank you.
option, so I thought if we throw the hags in there, that'd be part of the premium option.
Teak, life lesson. Maybe not help a demon lord.
I'm gonna have to agree with Decorm on that one. Demons are bad.
I know. I thought that you were looking for a premium option that we were workshopping. I thought that the death of the hags was part of the workshopping.
I feel like Teak not being able to help anyone would go against her very nature.
I do like helping people.
Like,
I mean, can we
feel
not
that
help evil? I mean, do you want to help the hags? The hags are evil. You want to help them?
No.
Why help the demon princes?
Well, at first we didn't know he was a demon prince.
He didn't
Fair.
look like a gargoyle. I'll give him that. He didn't look
Oh, boy.
that.
So, can we go now?
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
I guess it all depends on how quickly we can set this place ablaze.
I think
I mean-
we need to burn it up. Oh, what's this over here?
I want to try to take a sledgehammer and break a wall, so I get into that room that
Luke
nobody
said
can
it'd
get
be like,
into.
alchemy, a very volatile alchemy lab right across the hall.
I mean, there's a room that we can't get into. I'm gonna try to sledge my hammer my in. I want in.
Oh yeah, I did
Okay,
forget about
make
that.
an athletics check. With advantage, because you have a sledgehammer. It's kind of what the things are made for.
You know, I wish Teak was here because I think that would be one of her quotes of the day. With advantage because you have a sledgehammer.
Kind of what they're made for.
As you hit it the first time and you feel like you don't make much progress, but then you like set yourself ready and hit it again, and you see this like burst of like cracks coming out from where you've hit it.
I've been working on the railroad.
Make another athletics
Here
check with
comes the
advantage. Yeah.
hammer again.
With a 13, you smash it again. The crack, like you can hear it like resisting, but it doesn't give in yet.
May I make a suggestion?
The pool of health will help me.
Okay.
Natural.
20!
And with that,
Believe
you
in hell.
break through the wall and you come into this small room, and off to the sides, away from vision from where you stood, you see like these two small closets, as it were, with a lot of similar veils as the silver ones you found earlier, the sold things. And you notice that one of them is set separately from the rest, and where the rest is all this kind of, they're silver but dull, and this one is the same glowing as the previous ones.
I'm gonna show. Teak, can you check these out?
What? Check what out? What's going on? So what?
She will
These,
walk him.
These potions?
Oh, okay.
What will she roll? for the Arcana?
So they're similar. They're the same as the ones you found in the sarcophagi.
Oh, the pyramids.
Yeah. So you found a dozen more not yet used pyramids and one that has a soul in it.
Oh.
Oh.
Are there any books in the room?
No.
There
is a small, there's about a life-size head of a gargoyle above an altar. And I'd say you'd realize that it were the eyes of this gargoyle that flared up when all that was happening.
Does the pyramid with the soul in it look different than the pyramids without the souls?
Yeah. Sorry, that's what I was saying. You have like a dozen or so pyramids just in the closets themselves.
Yeah.
Which are like this dull silver, and the one that there's one set on top of the shelves, and that one is like glowing, similar to the rest of the ones you found earlier.
Any difference in like in the engravings or anything?
This one hasn't been engraved.
Oh.
So in that way,
Let's
it's
look
not
at
the mark.
this.
We should just know the one that isn't engraved is that one. But
Is there anything else in the room
than
the gargoyle head?
Gargoyle heads, things. No. There's some mold on the walls.
Well, I'll put the sledgehammer over my shoulders and say, I think we did it. We can burn this place down.
Real quick, because does Azri see the gargoyle head?
Yeah. If you walk in, at least.
Yeah, she would like to use that spear she acquired earlier two-handedly to try and like break it.
Oh, I'll help with the sledgehammer.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, we're just gonna use a sledgehammer. Just use a sledgehammer.
As you're hitting it,
Smash it.
it's similarly to hitting like a magic item that you feel like if this were normal stone, you would be breaking it, but it's resisting.
Can we take it with us?
I don't want that anywhere near us.
I mean,
please.
Yeah, if
I
Hephe
mean,
says
I can
that
cast
aloud.
a spell magic on it once I'll wake up.
In that case, that's okay. Then we can smash it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd rather try that before we take it with.
Okay. Well, do
Well,
you
we're not
want?
gonna
Do you
sleep here,
want
we
to
gotta-
sleep? Do you want to sleep in the spooky, cursed house?
Can we just? Can we just?
Do you
leave
want
it
to
be?
take the cursed evil gargoyle with you to invade
Yes,
our
for one
dreams?
night.
Guys, I
Oh.
feel kind of bad for the guy. He doesn't seem that well. Let him have it.
I mean, Decorum. No.
Decorum. I've got to agree with Hephe on this one. I understand that he didn't seem like a bad guy to you. To me, he did, and I'm sorry for that. And I mean that like legitimately, like the necromancer.
And destroying this
necromancer more
little
than that
stone
guy.
statue is gonna help.
It's going to possibly stop him from having a tether on the mortal coil.
Can I roll some kind of check to see what the heck the gargoyle thing is magically doing?
And can I make a check to see if Azri is making a deception or a persuasion on her assertion
will it
of
be-
tethering?
Do you want me to throw some holy water on it? Is that okay? Is that what you? Ooh. I could put the mask on.
That
What?
would be fun.
Still have the mask.
Have
from
a
those
roll
guys.
a wisdom
Oh.
check and sorry, Ezra, what was it with the deception or the persuasion?
I was making a joke. I said because Azri said like it could stop him from having a tether to the mortal coil, but I kind of don't know if she's guessing or and I wanted to just know if that was a thing I could roll for that as well.
Basically, in her mind, it would be persuasion. But it
Make
might be
for
deception
you
without her knowing.
Yep.
for you, make an intelligence check.
Ooh.
Good.
Okay, have you with the 16 wisdom, you figure that this is some form of communication. Between this helps for some form of communication between the demon and the hags. kind of similarly to like having a statue or anything to pray to with a god.
I mean, yeah. This needs to go.
And Ezra with 19 intelligence, I'm gonna say you figure that though this thing will definitely give it some ability to interact with the material plane to spread its influence, but the hacks themselves are much more
The tether. Okay.
the things that are spreading that.
Okay. So yeah, she then is doing a deception, I guess, of Adam was saying, because if we destroy this, it could destroy his tether completely from the mortal coil.
Hooray! End party lying.
I'm not even gonna actually roll for the deception because
okay.
it's quite obvious. I don't know if he wants to roll insight or not, but because she is very clearly joking about it, then because I just want to know if I needed to make it sound like a joke or not, basically.
I get you.
I'm not changing what I'm doing, but I'm changing how I'm doing it.
Yeah, I need to know how I'm doing to make sure, but yeah. She's trying to make it seem more fun because she knows if she tries to start an argument with Decorm, like, it's been a long day, no one's wanting to argue about it.
Would you feel better if I sprinkle some holy water on it?
I mean, maybe if it made the magic go away.
If that dispels the magic, I will agree, and we can crush it here now. I will agree to that, yes.
I mean, I'm going to say it would make me feel better. I don't know if it'll do anything.
I mean, it'll make me feel better if it does something.
That's where I'm at.
Do you do it, Decorm?
Sure, yes.
Roll a charisma check.
Holy paladin, man.
Paladin. Charisma.
I the power, I am me, I sent you away from this mortal plane. Go back where you came from, or so help me.
Because I say so.
Decorum, because yeah, I fucking love it. Oh.
Sorry, that's
Yeah.
that was
it's,
still not.
I helped him. I helped him with his ritual.
With a 7, it seems to something. It kind of like you see a kind of burn marks appear where the water lands, but once it drips off, it still seems to be functional.
I mean, can I try?
Should I pee on it?
Should I be?
You can always try.
You know,
That's an in-party question.
I mean,
you're full.
how about I take some of your holy water there, Decorum, and I try.
You know, I'm gonna be real sad if we're forced to basically team up with this thing later. Fluke says aloud as all this is happening.
Luke, I swear to God, if that's a thing, I will literally flick your ear for calling it now. Looking like
Well, I mean,
directly at him.
it's what it threatened. I mean, I don't believe it, but I mean,
Right, but why would you call it?
I mean, Decorum,
why would he threaten to pee on it? You'll just point out.
You know, you make a good point there.
I do that. I do that.
Decorum,
Yeah,
by
sure.
our powers combined, maybe if we both pour it together. By our powers combined.
Go gadget
Holy
religious
man.
people.
Yeah,
Go pool of
sure,
health.
sure.
Go gadget pool of health.
Go ahead.
Either Decorm make a charisma check with advantage, or Hephe make a wisdom check normally.
Hephe, do it.
So I was gonna
Hephe is
give him
making-
disadvantage for using someone else's holy water, basically.
Oh, well, I'll do it normally then, I guess. Go based on Decorum's suggestion there. Don't hate. Oof.
He only a little bit.
With an 11, it starts burning more, and you have the feeling that that you're making progress, but it is still functional. You can kind of like see parts of the horn like crumbling off.
How much holy water do we have left?
I'm not for sure on what this.
I'm gonna pee on it.
Okay,
Please don't.
do it.
I say about half a flask of I don't know what the normal dosage for holy water is, but half of that.
Okay.
Can I give it a
If
try?
you beyond that, it doesn't do anything.
Does he actually hold on?
Yeah,
I
you,
need
you
to-
feel relieved that you finally got to pee after hours and hours, but other than that, it
Yeah.
doesn't do much.
As
Well,
we will look away as he does
that's-
that and just be like, okay, can I give it a go with the holy water now and maybe cleanse this room of that smell?
I'm gonna look at
Guys,
you
this
just
is-
like,
This is holy water. I worked hard on it.
Sure, go ahead. Do your best.
And
you know what I'm gonna.
can I
I want
disadvantage
to try. I
wisdom?
almost want to bless, try and bless the water with my sword. I mean, it's called bless.
Bless
it's not
me.
what it's for. I don't know if it'll just bless. I think bless is only for attack rolls and saving throws.
Gotcha.
It's not guidance.
That's what I was thinking.
So,
Can I go
Ezra's
wisdom?
trying?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I go wisdom disadvantage?
A wisdom disadvantage, yeah.
Well,
14.
Rolls is more better.
With the previous two lowering the DC is enough. So as you pour it, you finally, like, the skull cracks and like you start hearing cracking and then more and more, and it gets getting louder and more than you would expect to be able from this like stone figure, and suddenly like it kind of implodes and just disappears as if it never existed at all.
Hey, would you look at that? No more smell.
I high five both Decorum and Azuri.
I jump up to try to reach both his and hopefully one from Decorum to do like a three-way high five for all of us.
We make a pretty good team. No demon lord can beat us.
She's going to like back up a little bit, like I lied. I still smell. Oh God.
You know, I have a feeling
Dragonborn
that. Luke's gonna say, you know, if we lose, probably gonna whisper that in your ear while you die.
What?
So I'm gonna walk out, and the only part that looked flammable was the alchemy table, right? That room.
Yeah, and there was I kind of skipped it in the descriptions because more important things were happening, but close to the stone wall through the room where there's a whole bunch of mushrooms growing where the rotting stench was coming from.
Oh, fuck it. Let's go check out that room before we leave.
I mean, it's literally that. It's just a whole bunch of different types of mushrooms being grown.
Well,
Oh.
And
We're
it
gonna
smells
start knocking
very,
over
very
alchemy.
badly.
Can I roll a nature check to see like what kind of or what
Sure.
it is?
Roll nature checks.
I mean, I'm absolutely terrible at it, but I'm curious.
You discern that there are like probably 3 types of mushroom here. And I'm gonna have to check my notes real quick on seeing.
Like, can I roll a medicine check to see if they're harmful, maybe?
To roll a medicine check to check them out. Yeah, I think that's fair.
Like,
You-
nature is
you-
to like know the names and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe
Well,
medicine's like.
give me 1 second while I find that stupid. Where did I? Oh wait, I know. There.
out of curiosity, are there spare jars and flasks in this alchemy lab? I'd imagine so.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
I want to take some of those.
Same.
Okay. I'll say both you take 4 of them.
That.
I'm adding those right into my brewer supplies because I was just looking up to see if there was any chemicals that exist that can be turned into alcohol that I could try and swing for my brewer supplies, but I don't think there are, which is sad.
Okay.
Luke's more interested in poison.
Which is more likely to exist here than.
I can't find the notes on the mushrooms themselves, but you discern that there are 3 types of them.
Okay.
There is a greenish, a bit larger mushroom, and the other 2 are a purplish one and a like bright red one, which are both quite small.
Okay.
And they're, all
okay.
of them are growing in the hundreds.
In the hundreds. Can I roll medicine?
Yeah.
Oof.
Which one are you checking out? Are you looking at?
I'm gonna check out the little purple one.
Okay. Not very sure on what it does. You do know that you're fairly sure it eating it like raw would be poisonous, but like if if you were to make a poison, you would not use this mushroom. It seems to have some other effect than for poisons.
Okay, what about the little red one?
Make another medicine check. Then just already roll for the green one as well.
Sure. Oof.
Okay, the little red ones, you recognize they are often used in various forms of healing potions. Well, they used to be very often used in healing potions. Because of their smell, they are being slowly kind of replaced with other types of herbs and plants to either mask the stench or find the same effect for but less less smelly. And with the natural one on the green one, you look at it and it's
green.
something you've never seen before, and you figure it's probably poisonous.
Oh, well, good, because I figured if it was probably helpful, I would have eaten one. So thankful for saying that it's bad. And what I'll do is I'll take one of the little red ones, and I'll crush one of them up in my hand, and then like put its debris leftovers like into the vial of Pool of Health to like see if that does anything.
Okay, in the vial of Pool of Health we'll get to. I will say as you start like crushing one, Teak will note that almost all ingredients used in alchemy are like in some way poisonous if you just use them raw or eat them raw. Also the ones that will heal you if you do it correctly. But then as you use it for put it in a Pool of Health, make a wisdom check.
Good.
With a 20, you kind of see like this small glittering being almost like pulled out of the pieces of the mushroom. And though you didn't think it helped much in like the long run, it does kind of like give you some time, as it were. You figure it is like a very minimal amount. But it is
now proceeding to grind up every single one of those mushrooms and putting it into the vial.
What do you do?
Okay,
Like, she sees
I
them
will say
harvesting
that
in bulk.
there are too many mushrooms to put them all in the vial without like starting spilling the water out.
Okay, well I'm gonna gather up as many of them as I can, and over time, over the next however long it takes.
She's going to sigh.
Like
look at
there,
Luke.
there after the first one, there is still debris in it.
Well, it'll.
So how about this? How about you ask the DM how many you can take?
No, I'm taking them all. I'll figure out how to filter out the good parts later.
Put in your inventory, I'm gonna say 75 tiny red mushrooms.
Okay, that's a thing that just happened. She sees sees Hephe start basically harvesting all of them, and Teak will look at the going in the reverse order. It was the green and then purple, right?
Yep.
So going at green first. Nature, right?
Yeah, for her it would be either nature or medicine.
Well, that's a difference by 1 or 5, so.
Ooh.
The 23, as she's looked at the green one, it is a very rare ingredient. It is a bit of an odd mushroom, as the mushroom itself isn't specifically that rare, but some of them grow in conditions that are kept very secretive by the people who grow them. And but once you do like the stem, there is this small ring in it, and if you take it out and manage to extract essence from it, there are a couple of various very powerful potions you can make with them.
She will get very excited about that one, and then move on to the purple as she pulls out her, I believe Quinn says she has a notebook that she writes in, and will jot down about those mushrooms, and then go to the purple ones. And then,
Okay, not nature.
bam. Oof.
With a 9, she's just because the purple ones aren't that interesting, but like she would recognize them, but right now she's just too excited about the green ones, and like she starts probably checking some of them, like have they been grown in this specific condition, and she will, out of about 100 of the mushrooms, about 5 of them, I'm gonna say, have the specific like appearance that she knows she can use them for some very powerful potions.
I guess she would be so distracted that she would just want to go and get that harvesting done.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fair.
So is that nature or
I'm
do
gonna
I
say
have to roll anything?
survival
Survival?
with advantage because of the good nature roll earlier. Because she knows specifically where to take him. She probably has taken a couple of classes on it.
Fingers crossed.
Nerd.
Yes. Oh,
With
Good
20, out of the 5, she manages to harvest all 5 of them.
yay! So these
And
are
she's fairly sure that there were only 5 that were eligible to be used.
alrighty. So rooms. Okay. I don't think that. Well, Teak's doing that this year. Is anything Asri would be doing, other than resting and reeling?
Okay.
Yeah. Looks just. I mean, we grabbed our flasks and we're just like, okay, well, after this, we're gonna wreck up this alchemy lab. I guess try and set a fire and run.
I guess I lied just a smidge. Is there anything Asri can roll to see if there's any like roots or that any plants in this alchemy station she can use to make an alcohol and start in her brewer's kit?
Let me. Oh wait, yeah. Make
Can
a nature
Decorm
check.
help that?
Make a nature
Yeah.
check with advantage, as Decorm is. How are you helping Decorm? It's
Because
gonna work,
when
but
he's just gonna walk to her and ask like, "What you're doing?" And she replies like, "What she's doing is just like, that sounds dope." That
Yeah,
sounds
he's
really-"
the other drinker, so I guess making alcohol would be right up his alley, wouldn't it?
And he's just gonna he's just gonna like pick up the
Start
mushroom
sniffing things.
that look most tastiest to him,
Okay.
and by that probably eliminating all the bad ones.
okay. Make a. What did I say?
Nature.
Nature check with advantage.
Can I argue for using brewer's supply? No, that's a supply. It's not
No.
a thing. Never mind. That will come into the brewing.
This is about recognizing what you can use and what
Yep.
you can't.
I realized. And that's a 12. Damn.
With a 12, you have like I'm gonna say about 7 or 8 different herbs and berries that you think can be used, but you're not sure which one, and you figure you can just experiment a little bit with it and see what happens. You are very sure, though, together with Decorm, that none of these are like poisonous or gonna hurt you if you try and make a drink out of it.
Alrighty. She's gonna get those packed away, waiting for Teak and Hephe to finish their harvest and look at Decorm and be like, alright, the big problem I think we gotta decide is what kind of alcohol we're gonna try to make with this. She's gonna look like, you are partial to wine, so maybe that'll be the way we go. Yeah. I think
So, with that, you burn it down and go your way.
Well, then we have to, burn it down, but then we have to go outside and be like, okay, body transport.
Ritual cast tensor floating disc from Asri, and she will be doing that every 49 minutes, I guess, to make sure she does it so nothing
Okay.
falls.
But
Does it
I
not
was gonna
carry
say,
all the bodies?
It carries up to 500 pounds.
Okay, so we got... Yeah, 2 of them are small. We have a dwarf and a lady, so... Manage, I think.
Yeah.
I think especially without the equipment and everything, the 3 of them will fit. They,
I
they
think
are like laid down a bit awkward, but other than that, it works. So with that, as this is getting a bit late, you stand in front of a burning hut with the bodies safely on a disc a bit a ways. We'll end the session there.